So my name is Greg Gamble. I'm a landscape architect and land planning consultant. And on the meeting with us tonight is Bill Wellens, who's with Fellowship Bible Church. Also joining us is Joey Bryan, who's a planner with the City of Franklin, and Alderman Ann Peterson. Um, we're going to walk you through a proposed revision to the Fellowship um, Bible Church campus. Um, This is the um, original master plan that was approved with the development plan. There are no physical changes to the plan at all. The same buildings are being proposed, the same uses are being proposed. The entrance drive and the parking that is shown on this plan, as well as the stormwater management locations, the outdoor chapel, the distances of the buildings to the property lines are all exactly the way that the board, mayor, and alderman originally approved the plan. So none of those elements of this are changing. You may recall when we went through the last, when we went through the development plan process, we asked for a modification of standards. This modification of standards request was to eliminate a required street stub to the south. The board, mayor, and alderman approved this modification of standards. As the development plan has proceeded, there are 3 additional modification of standards that we would like to request of BOMA. The first step in this process is for us to have a neighborhood meeting. We'll talk about the next steps after the neighborhood meeting in just a minute. I have enabled the chat option for this meeting, so if you have any questions and don't want to forget them, please write in the chat. You can certainly do that. If you have a question while we're discussing the proposal and would like to take yourself off mute, just you can either hold down the space bar in your computer or just simply tap the icon there that shows the canceled microphone and take yourself off mute. The first additional modification of standards, which will be modification of standards number 2, because modification of standards number 1 is not changing, is a request to delay the construction of the required northbound connection to the property line that's shared on the north. The request here is that this would be delayed until such time in the future as the property to the north may sell and or develop into something else. So a couple of reasons for this. One is that the church would like to maintain this rural field edge along Lewisburg Pike as to the greatest extent possible. And this extension would not connect to anything today. There is no existing stub street or point of connection to the property to the north. This stub connection is a requirement today of the approved development plan, and we would like the board, mayor, and alderman to consider the delay of the construction of this until a future date. The second proposed, but the third modification of standards is a request that the pedestrian connection, the sidewalk connection along the main entrance of the church from the proposed church buildings out to Lewisburg Pike, that this connection be delayed until a future time that a more holistic sidewalk is proposed along Lewisburg Pike. Again, for the same reasons, to maintain that kind of rural, more pastoral look along Franklin Road as long as possible. And 2, to spread out the costs associated with the development of the property. Every dollar that you will see spent on this site will be donated by someone. And the church is looking for opportunities to spend money that's being raised and donated today in a more meaningful way on the campus. And we're going to ask the board, mayor, and alderman to simply allow the church to delay this to a future date. The next modification of standards is similar. There's a requirement in the development plan today to build a sidewalk along Lewisburg Pike. We know that in the city's 20 to 25-year plan, could be sooner, could be in the 5-year plan, I'm not sure, but Lewisburg Pike is proposed to be improved with additional laneage. And because this is donor money to build a sidewalk along Lewisburg Pike just for it to be simply torn out in the future, uh, would be a shame. And so the church is asking that this sidewalk along Lewisburg Pike be delayed until a point in time in the future when there are either additional sidewalks to connect to, or there are improvements that are made along Lewisburg Pike. So those are the 3 additional modification of standards. This does require a neighborhood meeting. It requires a joint conceptual workshop presentation to BOMA and the Planning Commission. It requires a planning commission meeting, and it will require 2 readings at the board, mayor, and alderman. Those dates have not been set yet, but we'll be working toward that. We do know that the planning commission meeting would be scheduled for May the 28th. But before the planning commission meeting is the joint conceptual workshop, which will be on April the 23rd. Both of those are meetings that the public can attend, and the planning commission meeting is a public hearing. Are there any questions? I want to make sure I address any questions anybody has. If you want to take yourself off mute, feel free to, or you can hold down the space bar.
Hey Greg, this is Mike and Rebecca Clay. Rebecca's here with me. We live in the property just north. There you can see in the photo of our home right there.
Okay.
And we are very supportive of not moving forward with the road to nowhere, as we call it, because
Yeah.
we're in our home and we have no plans to sell or develop at any time in the near future or in the future at all, frankly. This is our forever home. So, we'd kindly like to see that not be something visible from our home.
Okay. I think it might be helpful for both the church and for you if you wanted to write a letter to the planning commission or write a letter to the board, mayor, and alderman, an email or something that you could get to the planning department. I'm sure Joey would assist you in getting it to the right people.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Greg, this is Andy Norwood. I live
Hey,
in
Andy.
West Glen. I, I'm off topic completely. Are we done blasting?
Bill may be able to answer that question for us.
The answer to that is yes. We are done on the site. I was just asking the other day, holding a little bit temporarily on some potential blasting on the property that would be to the west of St. James neighborhood that connects the sewer. I'm not sure that all that's been completed. We're still evaluating some property there. But on site, my understanding is that we are completely done from the contractor.
Thank you, Bill.
We and our dogs, thank you.
You bet. No, it's not easy. I appreciate it.
Any final questions? Well, this video will be posted on the City of Franklin's website, and there's a link on the website for neighborhood meetings. So if there's someone that you know would have wanted to have seen this or see the update and you could pass them a link, feel free to do that or let them know that that's available. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate you taking the time.